Hey guys, here we are in a Legacy Challenge. This is the second one I've ever done of these. It is currently September the 10th, and yeah, I typically don't play a whole lot of Legacy. However, I am going to be going to Eternal Weekend in 50 days time from now, and it's probably time I pay a little bit of attention to Legacy. I'm not ignorant to the format. I am aware of kind of what the big players are, but admittedly probably soft to some of the nuances of the format. Regardless, I am going to try Legacy Mud today. For anybody that knows me, I am a vintage player, and Shops is my favorite type of deck to play, so I have an affinity for artifacts. And my feeling is that this is a pretty rogue deck. A lot of people do not expect to play this in Legacy, and it's quite strong against popular decks like Miracles, and it has game against pretty much everything as far as I'm concerned. One of the weaknesses of this deck is the land base. If you get blown out on lands, which I guess is a problem for a lot of decks in Legacy because there's a lot of wastelands, you can get into some difficulty. But the idea is to try and get out a metal worker and belt your stuff out onto the table, or combo out through a Kadaltha Forge Master. And so, anyways, we'll see how it goes. I really don't know how good of a deck this is. It could be a complete wash. If Eldrazi is a popular deck, we could be quite soft to Eldrazi, but we'll see how it goes here, guys. It looks like we've got a pretty good turnout. We've got 70 people here, 71 people. So we'll see if we get any last-minute stragglers here, as usually do in these type of events. See if we can get up to around 75 would be solid. Here we go, guys. All right. We won the die roll, which is pretty good. Okay, so we're looking like we're playing against a pretty good player here, Ark4n. I looked him up on MTGO Goldfish, and he has had a couple 5-0s recently with Grixis. So I'm glad we've run the die roll here. And a very strong opening hand. If he doesn't have a Force of Will, he could be in some trouble, because getting a Ancient Tomb on one is a very strong play against these type of decks. And yeah, he does run 4 Wasteland, which is a bit scary, but see if we can resolve it, guys. No chance. Alright, hopefully we don't get wasted here. And we'd love to draw another land. Yeah, we do get wasted. Okay. Another land is what we're after. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, getting a second land here is pretty good. We would have loved that to be another post, but... Okay, so we're getting wasted again. Let's draw a land here. Alright, so he's wasted us out, and he has missed on his land. So if we... Well, let's just hope he keeps bricking, and we draw. Nope. Okay. Alright, that isn't perfect, but it's very lucky to draw the land, so I'm happy about that. And hopefully our opponent misses one more time here. He did not, so we're going to see a Delver here for sure. Okay, he's digging for land. Let's see if he shuffles. Okay, so he did not shuffle. So let's draw a post here. That is not a post. So we're probably going to see a pyromancer here. I'm going to try and get a chalice down. Okay, so we got dazed. That is not a surprise. So we know he's got 2 lands in hand now. Oh boy, what a beating that is. Lose all our lodestones. Certainly not the end-all be-all for us, but that's a pretty big deal. Okay, so that neuters us pretty good. I think what we're looking for here is a post. Okay, Glimmer Post is a good card to draw here. Too bad we lost our Lodestone Golem, but it is what it is. I think I have to Wasteland him here. I'm not super keen to do that, but I am going to. We want to keep him off the Pyromancer here because he does have that Therapy in his graveyard. That, and it's a scary card to have to face down. So Cavern of Souls will be our best draw here. I'm going to set a Chalice at 1. See if we can resolve that through a Daze or a Spell Pierce. Okay. Or Force of Will for that matter, but Force of Will, if it's being spent on a Chalice here, is pretty decent. But we do want this to resolve. Alright, so that's good news. And hopefully next turn we draw a Cavern, and we can dodge a Wasteland here. Okay, so here's the Pyromancer. We really don't want to walk into a Daze here, is my main concern. When casting a 6 casting cost spell, we really want to have the other land. But we may be penciled into doing that, so. Okay, Angler, that's fine. It's going to put some pressure on us. Well, I do think we're going to have to cast something here. I don't think we can sit around. We're just going to have to take a chance. It's not ideal, but he knows we have it. Yeah. Okay. So we have slowed ourselves down significantly here by going this route. There's the Pyromancer. Okay. So he's just belching out his spells now. Okay, Cavern's a good draw here. What do we want? I think we put it on Worm. And at the end of his turn, we can untap and our Grim Monolith. And the Worm Coil is definitely going to buy us some time because it's bigger than anything he's got, and it can't be countered. So we just need to dodge a Wasteland here. And what do we want? I wouldn't mind another post here. Glimmer Post would be solid, because the life gain could be relevant. And I think Grixis would have a hard time removing Worm Coil. Okay. So what could lightning bolt can't get us here because we've got the chalice. Interesting to see if it just comes in. Okay, so we could be overwhelmed here. I think the Hellkite is going to be strong. Oh, that's a really nice draw for us. Okay. If he counters this, 3, 4, 5, so we can't quite do it. Can't quite get it in there. But next turn we'll be able to untap and do that. So I'm just going to play this thing. Is there anything we can name? I think Deathrite Shaman is our best bet. Let's see if it gets through first of all. We really do want this to resolve because we want to be able to just get another blocker out. I still don't think it's a profitable attack for him this turn, but alright, we'll say Deathrite Shaman. He can't cast it anyways, but I'm going to sit back. That was a good sequence for us there, being able to keep that worm coil around. Okay, so he's just after tokens here. Vesuva. I think a profitable play here is putting this on Cavern of Souls. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it on Glimmer Post, and I'm going to try and get over top. That'd be 4, 8, 9, 10. Over top of Double Daze. And he's not going to have counter spells for both my Hellkite and my Ugin. So let's do that. Let's just gain some life here. And I am going to attempt to cast the Ugin here. Let's see what happens. Spell Pierce is shut off. You can have Double Daze, but that's not enough. Yeah, so Ugin got us there. So Grixis, eh? What has he got out of his board? He's got 1 Grudge. Winter Orb is okay against us, but not great. I don't really know that we even need to change anything here necessarily. Like, I could see Dismember being solid, but we get lots of good stuff to cast. Nice thing about Dismember is it just costs us 1 to do it. Chalice is never as strong on the draw as it is on the play, so we'll take 1 out, even though it's quite good against his deck. The percentage doesn't go down that much from 3 to 4, so... This is a pretty mediocre hand. My opponent is kept. Very vulnerable to Wastelands here and quick life drain. think we're going to have to ship this one. It's just too high casting cost. Like, I mean, we're just never going to get up to being able to cast this unless we get really lucky. Do we keep this? I just want it to be a little bit lower to the ground, maybe with a little bit more land, but I don't think I can ship it. I'd like to, but I mean, having all three of these in my hands feels really lousy. But if we can get there, oh man, I mean, they're devastating cards, all three of them. They're all well, I was going to say they're all bullets, but I do have 2 worm coils main. So we're basically impinging, holding this hand off of Chalice of the Void. And this is a strong card against them. Okay, once again, we get days. You know, it's one of those things. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Okay, we're probably going to get therapied here, but I'm completely fine with being therapied. I mean, he probably takes my Forge Master. Actually, Worm Coil's far worse for him. Forge Master's a 3/5 vanilla right now. So what do we want to draw? Okay, so we're getting wastelanded. As we saw, my opponent is not afraid to go kamikaze on the wastelands until he's got nothing left. Pretty happy to have a Revoker here. Okay, let's hope we just draw an untapped land here. It'd be really nice to shut this down. Okay, I don't know why it's not working for my the land. Oh, I'm crashing here. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. We're bugged. Yeah, that Vesuva there caused a little bit of a bug. I don't know what happened, but we got booted. My connection has failed. Why is that? Okay. Alright, looks like we're back here. I don't know what happened there, but I suspect that was a bug of some sort. It just booted us, so let's see. Okay, I have no idea what happened there, guys. Really awful. At least it let me on top. Okay. I don't think we're in a position to wasteland here, unfortunately. A little bit of a nombo with Deathrite Shaman in the graveyard and Gitaxian or Gurmatic Angler, at least for taking lands. You know, if I've got lands in my yard, that's great, but... So opponent is storming here. So you look at the high casting cost in my hand right now, and it feels really bad. Probably should have mulliganed this in hindsight. But never know, maybe we'll get lucky and peel an Ancient Tomb here or something. Any land is really good. Okay, Riftstone Portal, that's not so good. We'll try and cast a Revoker here. We probably will get dazed. Actually, he probably will let it resolve and lightning bolt me, as my guess. Interesting to see if my opponent kept bolts in, because they're traditionally not great against my deck. So, let's see here. Ah, got on top of it. That's good. Okay, so we're going to get wastelanded here. But the good news is my opponent is putting no pressure on us yet. So, if he wants to beat down for 1, I'm content with that. Okay, that's a great draw. What do we want it on? I'm going to put it on Worm. Yes, we're going to be likely casting the Kadaltha Forgemaster first, but I'm content for that not to resolve. And as you saw last game, my opponent cannot beat Worm Coil. Or it's very difficult for them to do anyways. But we are on 100% land plan here. Land plan, that's what we need. Okay. I'm surprised my opponent's not attacking here. So probably going to get therapied. One of the problems I didn't think about here with naming that Worm is if he strips that with a Cabal Therapy, it's really bad for us. This is just a vanilla land because I don't have any other worms in my deck. But we'd love to get Coercive Porthole down. It would be a moot point if that resolved. Okay, so that happened. And he's going to take our Worm Coils, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. So that's a good play on his part. Be interesting to see if he flashes back his Deathrite Shaman right now. And I suspect he will. Ooh, that's beating. Okay. I can handle that. Caverns. So, we're just going to name Construct. I think this is perfectly fine. Now we're in a position where we just got to be able to resolve spells. And yes, our opponent has had a bunch of lands here and wastelands, but we're still drawing lands, which is good news. So that's unfortunate. We didn't get there. So, opponent bricked on lands there. We need to draw land here now. That was an amazing draw for us. I think this is highly unlikely to resolve, but... did we do the Lodestone Golem? I think we do lead with the Lodestone here. Obviously, I'd love that to resolve, but the Coercive Porthole is actually more important to me than the Lodestone Golem. Now, he very well may have a Lightning Bolt here that he's been holding on to, but I'd be a bit surprised he wouldn't get rid of my Revoker if he did, but could see an Ancient Grudge here, and then he could just flash it back his next turn with the Deathrite. Drawing that Ancient Tomb there was really great for us. Okay, so Force of Will. He doesn't have a Daze in hand. So now he's going to take our Chorus of Porthole, is my guess. Because that is definitely the most dangerous card in my hand right now. Because I can cast it, being the most important. Does he run Snapcaster? No. We're still hanging around this game, guys. So let's see what he's more concerned about here. Of course, a Portal's just got to be the pick, but perhaps he takes my Forge Master as well. He did name Forge Master. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to attack here. Now this could get hit by Pierce as well, but we'd really like this one to resolve. He knows it's there, so he may be just setting me up, but beg your pardon. Okay, another force. Wow. All right. Preserve my life total here. Getting this Trinisphere in is not insignificant. Okay, well, Delver. Land, Lodestone Golem's pretty good. Do I want to trade here? I think I do. Now, my question is, do I want to wasteland him here? I don't think so. We're building up to our big guys here, and Trinisphere here offers me some level of insulation. And he's already over top of 3 lands, so he can't attack me with the Delver now. So Brainstorm, good card. Here's a Brainstorm, okay. So what he's looking for here is a wasteland. He knows he's able to ride his Insectile possibly to the finish line here. Well, that's not true actually, because I've got a Lodestone Golem, but if he attacks, it's really bad for him. We are looking for a land here, guys. If we get a land, boy, are we in good shape. Okay? As long as we don't get wastelanded, that is. Interesting. My opponent can't cast anything here. Oh, you know what he can do is a Gurmag Angler. Geez, that's what it is. Angler is a good card. Interesting. He brought up his Singleton Trop. Okay. Staff of Domination is pretty good because I can tap him down next turn. Okay, here is a big decision. Because he can shoot down my Trinisphere with his Ancient Grudge if he has it. And if he plays a land, he can kill my Lodestone Golem. But it's a singleton card in his deck, the Ancient Grudge, according to his list on mtgo.com. I mean, that would be pretty good for him. I don't think I'm going to play to win here. The Staff is a strong card. And I'm going to be able to tap him down next turn. Like, if he doesn't have the ability to get by me here, perhaps this is wrong. I don't know. Lightning Bolt is also real here. Okay, Pyromancer is a good one for sure. I can't get through that. Okay. Great draw. Oh, and cast Hellkite here. And I can also force a block. I gotta go for Hellkite, right? I can actually resolve it. I'm gonna attack in here with my my Revoker. And I'm going to wasteland him. I think I'm going to take his Black Source here. Another card which would be scary would be a Shattering Spree, but I don't think he runs Shattering Spree. Alright, got there.